Yes, everyone, many thanks to you for joining us on the show today. This is The Arena, coming to you on a naked television. My name is Chris Anibogo, thanking you for having joined us today on the show, where we meet to take on burning topical issues and matters facing us as a people in the society. Yes, of course, we host analyst guests who come to offer their thoughts and their opinions on these burning issues and matters. Our target and purpose is for us to engender a better society for us all, because when the society gets better, we're all good for it. So, thanks for joining us today. Yes, I don't know how much you know about electrical safety. A lot of times we begin to see stories, making rounds in the media space of houses being burned, factories burned, industries burned, houses burned. Apart from buildings collapsing, but this time around is all about, fire burning properties worth millions of naira. So today we want to take a look at electrical safety. How can you be safe? How can I be safe? How can we keep our surroundings safe and our society entirely safe? What do you need to do? Well, we have joining us on the show today the Group Head, Health, Safety and Environment of the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EDC, in the person of Engineer Dr. Francis Iwu. Doc, you're welcome to our studios today.
Thank you, my man, Chris.
It's a pleasure having you on board.
Pleasure is mine.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we start right away. Electrical safety. Is it very important for us to be dealing with such an issue on the show today?
Yes, electrical safety is very important because if you go to the electricity sector, be it here in Nigeria and all over the world, that sector is recording a significant number of workplace accidents and third-party fatalities. So it is an issue. Even in Nigeria here, a lot of people are dying, resulting from electrical accidents. So it should be a burning issue because anything that can lead to people's someone's death, that thing is high risk.
That's
so
right.
it should be discussed.
Okay, because this has to do with our lives and our property.
Exactly.
Many times we've heard media reports of buildings burning down.
Yeah.
The other times was in Anambra, where we saw, I think, a building parts factory or something like that blazed down by fire.
Yes.
And most of the times, people want to ask what happened. They say it was a spark of electricity. You understand?
Yeah.
So year in, year out, season out, we begin to get this report. So enlighten us more on what really causes this sparks before it begins to degenerate to burning.
All right. Safety says do not overload electrical sockets. There are some offices or homes you go to, that extension cord, you see a whole lot of appliances being loaded on that same circuit. Yes. And you know that all these appliances have different wattages.
Okay.
Yes. So when you plug in different appliances with different wattages into that circuit, as you're using the appliance, is heating up.
Okay.
Yes. And before you know it, if the load is higher than the capacity of that
Let's call it extension.
yes, that extension.
We call it extension.
Yes, definitely, it's going to melt and it will start burning. If nobody is around, what do you think will happen? It will result in fire outbreak. Before you know it, the whole house or the office will burn. Now, that is one case. And you know that we say switch off all electrical appliances when not in use, or when you are not around, when you are not available, when you are not in the office or you're not while leaving the electrical appliance on. So because There may be power surge, notwithstanding what we call power surge is sudden increase in voltage.
In voltage,
yes.
okay.
Now, if such thing happens and you have electrical appliances plugged into your wall sockets, you know, what do you think will happen? The next thing that will happen is fire outbreak. Okay. Again, you see that most buildings are not properly earthed.
What do you mean by earthed there?
Earthing means is a protective connection, you know, to the earth.
Okay.
Yes. When you see some elements, there one kind of element, maybe something like a cross, okay, on the rooftop, or something like a bed, you know, on the rooftop. That thing is called lightning arrestor. Now, that lightning arrestor is supposed to trap the lightning. That is a natural lightning now, okay? It will trap it.
When we have thunderstorms.
Yes, that is lightning. You know, there's a difference between thunder and lightning.
And lightning, that's right.
Thunder is the sound.
The sound.
While lightning is that electrical current. That is like a flash. That is a lightning. All right. Now, when it traps it, it will go straight to the control unit of the house, of that building.
Okay.
And from that control unit, there is a connection to the earth. You hear about buying animal dungs, charcoal, salt, and earthing mat, and all the rest. They will dig hole, bury those things.
Okay.
So that connection is down to the earth. That is what we call earthing.
So every building and structure is supposed to have it.
Every building is supposed to have it. But the thing there is that most buildings don't have it. Even those that have it, the integrity of that earthing may be, you know, may be in question, because from time to time you are supposed to check whether it is still okay or you need to upgrade it. Yes, that you have done earthing this year does not mean that in the next 5 years you should not even test it. Yes, you should test it. You call the expert, you call the competent electricians who do such jobs. They will come and test, you know, the earthing for you,
okay,
to know whether it is still okay or not, whether you need to upgrade it. Yes. Now, see what really happens.
Yeah, because I want to know the link, the relationship between the lightning and the electrical appliances.
I don't know whether you have heard when they say, hey, if it is raining, switch off your electrical appliances. You should switch off your electrical appliances.
Apart from saying switch off, even you, the electricity distributor, we notice that like there's a relationship between you people and the weather.
I will also discuss
the moment the rain begins to signal,
I will discuss that.
The power goes off immediately.
I will discuss that, because what really happened in that case is, you know, if there is something like windstorm, we have so many trees that are close to our power lines.
Okay.
Once a branch of a tree makes contact with the line, is going to trip the feeder. So it's not that we, you know, normally switch off the supply. No, it's because of maybe a fault somewhere.
Personally, I concluded that
no. It's
power suppliers,
it's an earth fault. It's an earth fault.
And the weather are in agreement against the people.
Wind.
Wind. So it's for safety.
It automatically happens. It's not that we do.
You don't switch it up.
No, it happens because as that wind is blowing, you know, windstorm. If there is windstorm, if a branch of the tree makes contact with the line, bam, it will automatically trip the feeder. Yes, because we have, you see the type of vegetation we have in this region, in Nigeria here. We have, you know, these tropical rainforests. You understand? So we have a whole lot of vegetation. Okay, so it's a threat to electricity supply.
Okay.
Yes, and that's why from time to time we do trace widening or trace clearing of the network. That will involve the government, you know, because most of the trees, ornamental trees, are owned by the government. The word they use in beautifying the cities. They are also threats to electricity supply. You understand? Yes. So from time to time we engage them and they do it by themselves. Okay. Yes. So there's a question you asked: the connection between lightning and then the fire
electrical appliances and fire.
Now, let's assume that a particular building is not properly earthed or grounded, as the case may be, and there is lightning. that lightning will enter into all the sockets, all the points, all the points in the building or in the office. Yes, it will enter there. That's why sometimes when you hear maybe if you're listening to transistor radio, I mean, that's what you call it.
Yes.
You hear chick sound when it is raining. All right. Now, that's lightning that is not trapped, that is not earthed, will go into the points, and it can damage your electrical appliances.
Oh, really?
Stress to just burn.
As a result of the absence of the thunder protector.
Yes, that's why sometimes televisions and radios that are sensitive, they just burn. The AC will just burn, because of that lightning. So that's why if your house is not properly airtight, when there is a rainstorm or thunderstorm,
switch off your appliance.
Switch off your appliance.
That's if you people has not helped us already to take.
Yes,
to switch
off. Then another thing is this: assuming that there is power outage, whether planned or unplanned outage, you are also expected to turn off your socket.
Okay.
Why it is important for you to turn off your socket is that if there is sudden restoration of that supply and there happens to be a power surge, what will happen to your electrical appliances? It will burn. So it is advisable when you're not using your electrical appliance, switch it off from the wall sockets, then unplug it. This is another thing that you must hear.
When you must have switched off the sockets, you still need to unplug?
Unplug. Now let me tell you why you need to unplug.
Go ahead, sir.
Some of our switches, that is the wall switches, are bad. There are some switches that are no longer having off and on. They are on permanently. I don't know whether you have seen such before. Hey, whether on or it's just permanently on.
That must have been it's a fault. Now.
Yes, it is a fault.
Okay.
It's permanently on. So that is why it is important. It's just like your electrical iron. You are trying to iron your clothes and suddenly there is power outage, and the next thing you say, you know what people normally call that? So these people, these people, in other countries, they have done what they used to do by switching off light, but it's not normally planned. These outages we are talking about are not normally planned. Okay, they're not usually planned. So as when such thing happens, and you have switched it off, presumably switched it off, but the thing is still on, and the iron is on your ironing table. What do you think will happen? It will heat up. It will start burning the material on your ironing table, and if nobody is at home, the next thing that will happen is that there is fire outbreak in that house. Another thing, this thing we call ring boiler or boiling ring, I don't know
let's say water boiler.
To boil water. That one that is ring type.
That's right.
Good. You know that normally people use it to boil water with plastic containers.
That's right.
Because they don't use metallic container while boiling water with that type of electrical appliance. Okay. Now, assuming that there is power outage and the person forgets to unplug it, to switch it off and unplug it from the wall socket, and the person has just angrily left the house, when supply is restored, that water will boil, it will get dried up, the plastic container will start melting, and the next thing, boom, there's fire outbreak. So many things lead or result in this fire outbreak at home or in the office with respect to electricity.
Could we attribute these things now to lack of proper knowledge?
One.
Or is it, do we call it as a result of
lack of awareness? Lack of awareness.
Okay.
Carelessness, or ignorance. In fact, we say ignorance and carelessness. These are the parents. Ignorance and carelessness. When the person doesn't know, he's not aware. And this is part of the awareness now.
That's part, this part of it. Now we're making them to be aware.
To know that if you are not using your electrical appliances, you need to turn it off. If you can't guarantee the type of socket you're using, unplug it. If it doesn't have on and off again, unplug it. Do you know that there are places that there are some homes and offices you go to, the wall socket, that cover, is no longer there. What they do is to use wire, 2 wires, negative and positive. They will just put the plug, they tie the thing, and they use it to do what they are doing. Yes, there are some fan regulators that are now missing. They are off, they are damaged. What people do is they use 2 wires, bridge the 2 wires, bam, and the fan will start rotating. It's there in some offices and in some homes. There are some sockets, that is extension cords. When you want to plug in something there, you need to adjust and adjust and adjust, and you start hearing that short-circuiting sound. You see it emitting some kind of fire.
Sparks.
Yes, sparks. You see it, and you are managing it. And that thing that is sparking like that, when you eventually plug in something there, it will be heating up. That's why sometimes when you want to unplug, you see that the thing has stuck with
sometimes
yes. You understand? So when you see all these signs, you try to address them immediately. Because when you leave the thing, it will continue to deteriorate. It will get worse. It will get worse.
You know, in the course of trying to manage life,
Yeah.
hardship everywhere, you know, the money is not readily available to begin to change some of these appliances and make, you know, we just begin to manage and manage. And
this management we are talking about, that in quotes, management we are talking about, is one of the root causes of these accidents we are talking about.
And at the end of the day, the cost.
You pay more. You pay higher. You pay higher.
All right. Away from the home, because I know that in my office right now,
yes,
before you leave, you may need to do some inspection job here.
Yeah.
You may need to do some inspection job, because before now, well, I didn't really understand that the appliance we call extension actually has a capacity.
Yeah,
I really didn't know before now. So that there are things you load onto it, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So you need to do some checks.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's leave the home now.
Yes.
Let's go outside the home, the offices, to the larger society. Many of the times we see high-powered cables across the roads, the express. I don't know how dangerous that could be. Is it safe?
Overhead power lines, whether underground power lines or overhead power lines, they have their own level of risk.
Their own level of risk?
They have. Yes. Okay, let me look at underground. If there is an underground cable, when it is not marked, there is a planned underground cable, you know, and you see all these bulldozers, earth moving equipment, or you know, doing road work, road construction work. Yes, most times they have issues. You know, there is a risk of electrocution. Yes, because if the cable is live and the earth moving equipment, you know, opens it, that may result in electrocution. Okay. That's underground now. But you know, normally in an urban area or a planned city, those things are supposed to be in cable trenches. You understand?
That's right.
Cable, yeah, supposed to be in cable trenches. But then the overhead power line is more, it has more risk. Do you understand? The risk is higher.
And that's the one we use
that they normally see everywhere. All right, it's everywhere, you know. So now, building a house close to that power line is unsafe. Why do I say so? We've had cases in Nigeria here where people who were building, maybe carpenters, bricklayers, all those artisans, you know, that are that are doing that construction work, most times they have fallen victims.
Vulcanizers.
Yeah, vulcanizers that are close to, yes, that you know, normally they see one pool and they just go to the pool and that becomes their workshop, you know, that kind of a thing. You know? So all these people that do, you know, maybe carpenters or bricklayers, you know, roofers, people roofing buildings that are close to high tension or cables, most times they have fallen victims of electrical accidents. You know, because if you are close to electrical wires, we have different voltage levels on the distribution side. We have 11,000 volts and we have 33,000 volts, what we call 33 kV line,
Okay.
and 11 kV line. Then the one that is servicing the homes and offices directly, we have the 415 or the 400 volts.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Now,
But then that means it's been stepped down.
yes. Now let me say something.
I
here.
understand to that point.
The 33 kV lines or cables, you don't need to touch them before the person dies. Once the person enters into the electromagnetic flux, the person will go. It will just kill the person. But the 11,000 volts, you need to, you know, there should be a contact before the person will die. So it has different, you know, risk levels, you know. So many a time, people or those artisans, maybe their working tool will just make contacts with the line. Pah! That's what you hear. Boom! Person will just fall out. And that is that. Even the roofing sheets, these aluminum roofing sheets, the long spans, that thing has dealt with people. A lot of carpenters who, you know, are trying to turn the roofing sheets to align the thing to roof the building. Once the thing makes contact with the line, with the sound you will hear, just a sound of explosion, and that person will drop dead.
So what are people supposed? Because if I have a piece of land,
Yes.
For use,
Yes.
well, I'm not the one who is responsible for erecting cables and wires.
Yeah.
It's the government.
Yes, government.
So what do I do?
All right.
Do
Now,
I abandon my land because there is
now
a cable somewhere?
You know that in every city, there is what we call utility corridor. There is a utility corridor mapped out by government.
Okay.
There is a distance of every road. That is the length, the width of road. And in that width of road, there is a setback. That setback is known as the utility corridor, where you will have pipe-borne water. You will have the telecommunication line. You will have the electricity line.
Who's teaching our people all of these things? People don't know these things.
You see, every builder who went to school should know this. Every architect that went to school should know it. The town planners, they know it.
The town planners, you say?
They know.
The only time I think we see them doing their job is
To mark X.
whenever
to mark
a
bad.
structure is under
and they'll
construction,
mark
you just
bad.
come and say remove with the red sign.
But at the end of the day, do they remove those buildings?
The moment you see remove, that means the structure is about to be completed.
You see,
It's like it's an advert.
there is a problem because the law, the regulation is not being enforced. This thing borders on enforcement. There are some roads now or streets that two vehicles cannot pass through at the same time. One, we have to wait behind Why the other one will pass, then this one we just negotiate and then move. We are creating problems. We are creating heavy problems. And we say we want to be like the West. How? Because we have streets that cannot, two vehicles cannot pass through. Then if you want to now extend supply to such areas, what happens?
Power supply.
Yes. If two vehicles cannot pass at the same time, and they are talking about utility corridor, where will the wires be constructed? Where will that network be constructed? Where will the poles be mounted? You understand what I'm talking about? Where will be the gutter? And we are talking about flood prevention. Where do we have drainage system? It becomes a problem. That's why sometimes if rain falls, you don't have any place to. Everywhere will be flooded because we have failed to do what we are supposed to do first. Urban planning.
Urban planning. That's exactly where you are. We'll need to go on a very quick break. As a matter of fact, knowledge, they say, is power. These things are, lacking in society. And from one thing to the other, they're all interconnected. Now you're talking about drainage. It has nothing to do with electrical safety this time around. But then they are connected.
Yes,
they're all interwoven.
Yes.
If we miss this, then it has its own implication. But then I hope we're going to learn. So stay with us. We're not done yet. It's all about electrical safety on the arena. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Deborah Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world. Yes, you're welcome back to the show. It's still the arena on Aneke Television, and we have Engineer Dr. Francis Iwu, who is the Group Head, Health, Safety and Environment of the EEDC, talking to us on electrical safety. But this time around, before I went on that break, Doc, I was telling you the area you're taking us to now is now on environmental safety. It's no longer just on electrical.
Yes, because they are all interwoven.
Currently, there are some parts of the city, Enugu now, that we see demolitions, ongoing as a result of the fact that the government is trying to expand roads, maybe dualize certain parts of the city so that we could begin to accommodate more vehicles.
Exactly.
We've seen where buildings and structures were brought down, and people have been raining curses upon the government. That's one, because of the economic hardship. Secondly, you just made reference to drainage, the gutters, which need to help in evacuation of, water from the rainfall to avoid flooding, which we know is ravaging a lot of places in our society now. These things are not always factored in when construction, when building exercises are actually taking place. For instance, even the electric poles. This one is now coming from your own jurisdiction.
Yes.
The mounting, the installation of electric poles. Is it not supposed to have some professional, measures?
Yeah, exactly.
But what we see is that anybody who owns a building just comes and erects, installs an electric pole.
Is a challenge because people don't like going through the normal process. They will just call one contractor. The contractor will put the thing, and at the end of the day, it becomes a problem. When the utility company says, this thing is not, it's not the standard, because there are standards. There's standard construction for electrical installations.
Okay.
Yes, there is a standard, and there is a work procedure to follow when somebody wants to install anything, any electrical maybe infrastructure, maybe pole or transformers, okay, or the line itself. Okay, so when they fail to go through the process, that's when you will see all this substandard work being being done.
Aren't there supposed to be sanctions?
Yeah, the thing there is, when we see such things, we are supposed to, decommission such thing.
Okay.
Yes, we put a stop work order and then make sure that the right thing is being done. Where we are having so much challenge is at the rural areas. At the rural areas where, before you know it, somebody will just try to do a self-help, mount poles and then extend supply to his building. But at the city, where contractors, will come and apply, they will come and apply for approval, to construct, approval for construct or to construct in the network. That one, the standard is being followed.
We have so many estates springing up in Enugu.
Yeah, there are plenty.
Are these standards being followed?
Of course, but if we observe that is not followed, that is where safety now will come in place and say, do it like this, do it like this, make sure that this thing is done in line with our standard.
In this
and again, that there's this agency called the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency, NEMSA.
NEMSA.
Yes,
Okay.
NEMSA, they are the electrical inspectors of Nigeria.
Do we see them anywhere?
Yes, they are.
Where are they?
The office is at Abakaliki Road here.
In Enugu here?
Yes, they are. They are
need
here.
to leave us with their contact.
No problem.
Yeah, because this, to be sincere, this is actually the first time
Before
I am coming
before
across such a name.
there is an approval, before we finally commission any transformer or any construction work, there must be NEMSA approval. Yes. That's how it's done in Nigeria here. For any utility company, before you commission, you ought to. If you do it without their distance, they will come write you and then ask you to go and do the needful.
But then when you fail to do the needful,
That place is not supposed to. Yes, now you not be commissioned. That network, that construction work will not be commissioned.
Because as I am an individual,
Yes.
now I need to rent an apartment.
Good.
I may not be able to factor in all of these things, put into consideration all of these factors before I release my money for payment to the landlord
yes.
for me to occupy his house.
Yes.
So if these things are actually put in place before structures are erected, it will go a long way in helping society.
Exactly. And that is why, as we are talking now, I believe that people are listening.
Of course.
Good. So what will happen is that before anybody will start building or trying to construct the network, let him pass through the normal process, the understand of approvals and standardization. Because if we fail to standardize the network, one, everybody around is at risk. Yes. The house you are building is at risk. The people who are going to live in the building are at risk. So just like we talked about the grounding or earthing, if the house doesn't have earthing system, the people living there are at risk. There are some houses, when you touch refrigerator, it will be shocking. When you touch metal railings, it will be shocking. Or the gates of the house will be shocking.
It happens.
That means there is a leakage in that place, and maybe the place is not properly heated. We have had cases where people touched their refrigerator and they got electrocuted. Yes, we have had cases where people touched metal railings and they got electrocuted. If there is a leak, there are times some people will notice that part of their building is shocking, and they will take it for granted. Sometimes you see gates shocking, the gate man will now wear carry rubber, gloves, you know, and just be opening the gate because they have observed that the gate is shocking. Some they will use slippers.
Okay, maybe out of ignorance. The impression may be this is a problem from the electricity supplier.
No.
For instance,
Yes,
you of EDC.
yes.
Somebody may just say it's from
us.
Maybe the current supply is.
You're right, ignorance. But the thing there is that there must be a problem in that building. The two problems, like I mentioned, is either there is a leakage somewhere, wire is touching, making contact, there is a contact, or that the earthing of that house has a problem. Do you understand? Now, if you touch, it will be shocking. So then the best thing for the person to do is to call a competent electrician,
Okay.
that will come and check for leakages and its improvement.
The earthing improvement thing, it's
You know,
it has actually sunk
you
in.
know,
So we, house owners need to, from time to time,
Yes,
test the viability of whatever earthing
exactly.
job they've installed.
Exactly. It's very important. It's
All right,
key.
before we round off, I don't know. We also begin to see where business activities begin to take place. I think we've hinted that, but then I need us to dwell more on it again.
Okay.
Business activities, you know, taking place very close to electrical installations. Very close.
It's a violation. People who tread on the high tension wire or close to facilities like transformers. There are people who are selling one or two things close to distribution substations. It is unsafe. That place is not a place for selling things, for doing businesses. Or people who are treading under high tension. There are some joints where they drink and eat that are sited under high tension wires. What if there is a wire snap? If that wire snaps, if it cuts and falls on people, they are at risk of electrocution. I don't know whether you heard about the case that happened sometime ago, I think in 2017 in Calabar, where a wire snapped during Man U match.
Okay.
People who were at the viewing center, 7 persons dropped dead instantly. Some other persons were injured, seriously injured. You know, so citing such things close to high tension wires or under high tension wires is not ideal. Whether trading, recreation, that is where people are playing, eating, drinking, or playing even football match, is unsafe because there may be a wire snap. More especially windy periods. You know, when the wind is blowing, yeah, the wire can cut and then it will fall. If you build a house under high tension wire and that wire snaps, if the wire falls on that roof, and you know that most times is aluminum or corrugated iron sheets, the people who are in that building are at risk of electrocution, and there is risk of fire outbreak. It can burn the entire building. Yes, it is as risky as that.
Now, what do people need to do? I don't know if your area of coverage will be able to avail us the response to this question.
Okay.
I've had the Chief Fire Officer of Enugu State Fire Service in 1 or 2 other engagements where he has told us their challenges.
Okay.
There was a time there was a fire outbreak at Ogbete market.
Yes.
And he said when they came, they found it difficult accessing the points of concern because they refused to give them
Access.
Because he said before you erect a major market, there should be an access road.
Emergency.
Aha.
Yes.
But then we don't know these things, and our people we joke with it.
There's something I mentioned before. Urban planning is very important. It's key.
You know, these days, every little space is money for our people. It's money.
I think it's money. But you have to plan for emergency. Yes, it's very key. We must, as a matter of fact, plan for emergency. What if this thing happens in future? What do we do? Or what will we do? That is planning. You put these things in place. There should, in fact, all these major markets, there should be a fire,
Maybe station?
Yes, fire station in major markets. Because if you look at the traffic is building up in towns. Do you understand?
That's
so if you look at the time it will take for the fire truck to move from the fire station to that market, something must have happened. Disaster must have taken
And most of the
place.
time we end up blaming them for not arriving
So the
on
thing
time.
there is that it all boils down to money, investment. So government will also help in making sure that we have such emergency like fire station in major markets.
Sometimes it even begins to appear like the government itself is not, I don't know.
They are trying. I won't say they are not trying. They are trying.
It begins to look like we don't have experts.
It's progressive. Just as we are discussing now, I strongly believe that people are listening. And a whole lot of things are some things are being put together. So people are thinking now. Yes, because let's assume that in the time past we have not been thinking in this light. But now, because there is information, there is need for us to, to think, to reason out something that will help us in future.
And then isn't it necessary that we should begin to organize periodic sensitization, apart from what we are doing now through the media? For instance, you just made reference to the markets, bigger markets we have in town.
Yeah.
A market like Onitsha main market in Anambra State keeps encountering fire outbreak almost season in, season out.
Yes.
If you come to Enugu here, there's a timber market somewhere in Enugu town here. It has become a tradition that every year, the Harmattan season about coming, there's going to be fire outbreak. It becomes a tradition. So I don't know. Shouldn't we be planning around
sensitization?
Yes.
And
on
then
a larger scale, from point A to point B, from time to time. Maybe you go into synergy with the government to further drive home this campaign.
Yes.
Or even with collaborations with the leadership of these major markets.
Yes. The issue you just raised now is key. We will see a way around that where we can collaborate with the fire, the Enugu State Fire Service, even the Federal Fire Service here in Enugu now, this region. Then we team up and begin to do consistent sensitization, consistent sensitization, and then make sure that the government puts in the infrastructure that is needed.
Very key. So finally, now, assuming there's a fire outbreak,
yes,
in a place like this,
yes,
in homes,
yes,
what should people do?
All right. The first thing you need to do, depending on how, the fire starts from incipient stage. What we call incipient stage is the small stage. You understand? Now, the fire emergency says, on seeing fire, raise alarm. You raise alarm. Here now, if there is fire in this place now, like in this office now, there should be an alarm. Is either manually or electronically. What I mean manually, physically, shout fire, oh fire. People around here will know that, see, in this particular place where we are, there is fire.
Would that not be causing more panic?
No.
Like what happened in Lagos, where we saw people jumping down from how many story building because there was smoke,
Yes. See, is it better for them to die inside there, or for them to evacuate the place? It is better they know that there is a problem.
Okay.
And then they will evacuate. In fact, it's panic. You are not supposed to panic. You are supposed to walk out of this place briskly, not running. You are not supposed to run. Yes. You know, buildings like such building in Lagos is supposed to have exit ways, not elevator. If you are in a building and there is sudden outbreak of fire or fire outbreak, you don't need to use the elevator.
Okay.
You must go through the staircase. The reason is that the first thing that will happen to such building is outage. That is electricity. Outage. So if you are trapped in the elevator, what happens?
I think that's the worst of it.
So the best thing is for you to leave whatsoever thing you're doing and you walk briskly to the muster point. The muster point is a designated area where people gather during emergencies. Yes, so that we know if the number of persons inside that place are really out. Okay. If they are not out, we go for what? A rescue.
Okay.
You understand? So what I'm saying is this: on seeing fire, raise alarm. Now, if there is fire in this building, do you have the contact of the Enugu State Fire Service? If it is not available, get it and share it amongst the workforce so that they will have it in their phones. So that if there is fire outbreak here, you call the Enugu State Fire Service. You tell them the location and give them your name, that's your details, and what happened, what type of fire, so that they will know. Okay. And the next thing they will do is to call the electricity distribution company within that area, so that they will, remove supply. They will, drop, isolate the area. Okay. To enable them to come and fight the fire. You understand? So, but then, do you have
conclusively now?
I'm concluding
in the next 1 minute.
Yes. Do you have fire extinguishers here? Your workforce, do they know how to operate the fire extinguishers? If the answer is no, call my attention.
No, the answer is yes.
I said if the answer
we
is
have
no.
Fire extinguishers.
I didn't say so. I said if the answer is no, call my attention. I'll do it free of charge.
I told you, you're going to do inspection.
I'll do it free of charge for you. I'll coach them how to make use of fire extinguishers, the different types of fire extinguishers, all right, so that peradventure something happens and they will not pray for anything bad to happen. But you know that in Nigeria here, it's all about prayer. Prayer is good, man, but then
we pray quite
prayer is good, but then let us also do the right thing. Do you understand? Right. Let's put everything that we need to put in place so that it doesn't happen, and if it happens, we'll be able to tackle it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Dr. Francis Iwu, the Group Head, Health, Safety and Environment of the EEDC, for coming to talk to us today on the arena. It's our pleasure having you, sir.
You're welcome.
Well, with the matter, we are not done with it, but let's just hope that in no long distance time, we could have you come around again.
Thank you.
Because it's all about our safety.
Exactly.
It's all about our safety, because when we lose lives and we lose properties worth millions, in this hard economy, it's really, really not funny at all. You will not understand until it happens to you or someone around you. But then we all need to take caution. We need to take caution. Don't just be careless with these things. Seek for the right information before you build, before you erect, before you even buy that parcel of land. Yes, no matter how cheap the land may be, ask the relevant questions to know if you're in the right place and if you're dealing with the right people. Well, let's hope that society will be better for it. All right, so till we come your way again, I remain Chris Anibogo. Bye for now.